Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television GPTV. I'm Brett. In my hands is one of this week's new releases. It is OK Universe, Chronicles of a Woman in Politics, a really interesting graphic novel from Drawn and Quarterly. And I say it's interesting in that it is partially written by a politician. So one of the people behind it is Valérie Plante, who is the mayor. She made history in 2017. She was the first woman elected mayor of Montreal. After being a member of Montreal's Ville Marie district in the city council, and then also by Delphie Côté-Lacroix. I apologize if I butcher that name. So the two of them have come up with this graphic novel, and it's kind of about a run for office. It is not the actual history and experience of Plante, like a kind of sort of biography or anything like that, but it sure definitely like builds off her experience having run for office and been in politics. It's an interesting graphic novel. When I kind of got the tease of it, I actually thought it was about Plante's her actual run and her history in politics. It's not. So it's about a fictional character, Simone, who goes from a grassroots activist to then running for local office as a member of the, like, not town board, but whatever she ran for, district member. Sorry, everywhere's different. And it's good. Like, it's an interesting graphic novel. It's very inspirational. It's definitely one that I think glosses over the difficulty of running, a lot of the issues of running, at least here in the United States. Canada's a little bit different than the United States. And I have some experience in Canadian elections, and my experience actually is not much different. At least working in Canadian elections. But it's, it kind of takes you through the basics, like some of the fun, some of the goofier aspects of it, that it's a lot of work, and it really is kind of, this would be the one if a young girl was like, I can't run for office, you give her this graphic novel and let her read it and see that she can. It's definitely one that is supposed to inspire. It's definitely one that shows, I did it, you can too. But I think what's really interesting is that it shows someone who is not entrenched in the system running successfully. And I kind of wish it went a little bit more into that. And I think that's kind of where it falls a little short, is that it is very difficult to get elected anywhere when you are an outsider. Just so happened that she was very lucky, and she was an activist and caught an eye of a local party, but it's still not an easy thing to do. It does touch upon things like, you have to raise money, you got to go door to door. It's kind of like a 100 level experience as far as running for office. But it's good. I mean, like it gives you really the basics, and I think would be interesting is reading some of like the graphic novels coming out from First Second about their World Citizens line, and going a bit more into actual politics and election stuff like that. You combine those two and you get a much better idea. Like, this would be the 100 level. Those would kind of be like maybe the 101, 200 level type books. But I like it. Like, it's good. It's like a good introduction. It shows it can be done. It has the basics down as to like why she thinks she was successful, which was listening to the people in the district where she was running, what issues matter to her. And it's interesting, like, with that, like, of course, leaves out some of the dirtier stuff of politics. You kind of are beholden to the people who donate to you. But this is takes a little bit different route in that, because she goes to her friends, it's not a massive amount of money. It's like $5,000 she has to raise. She's not quite beholden to like massive donors like you would if you ran for Congress or something like that. So it's a very interesting graphic novel. It definitely reminds me more of like the real local races that I've been a part of. The town boards, the school district or school superintendent, that sort of stuff. It's much more that level, which, it gets a bit more grassrootsy and, hands-on, literally, shaking hands and talking to people. So it's good. Like, it's a good, like, 100 level inspirational thing of like, I can do it, you can do it too. The art's interesting. I don't quite know how to describe the style, but I kind of dig the style. Like, there's something kind of neat about it. It doesn't distract from the story itself. And it, you know, gives a bit of humor to it at various points. Like, I like it. Very kind of grassrootsy, very much like the person at the heart of it. And there is a lot of stuff I like here. You know, it does dive into a bit more that it's difficult to run as a woman, not just because of, you know, being a woman, but not just due to that. Like, that alone, obviously, it has issues, and you're treated differently. But there's also, like, you know, if you're married with children, you know, you're often the caregiver, so, you know, that's a problem of balancing that. You know, there's obviously perceptions of, like, wow, it's nice your husband allows you to do this sort of thing. Like, there's all sorts of jacked up perception when it comes to that. So this does touch upon a lot of that. You know, how she dresses, stuff like that. There's a lot of good details that are touched upon. It's just me as someone who's, you know, been in politics, working in it for 20-something years. I wish there was more. Let's go with that. There was more depth. Like, this probably could be twice, 3 times, 4 times as thick. And still barely touch upon, like, the reality of how jacked up everything is or can be. So yeah, like, as I said, this is like a good 100 level. It's a cute graphic novel. I like it. As a Politico, it's interesting, especially since a mayor wrote this. And we'll see, like, you know, who knows where she could go in the future. This could become a big thing because of that. So yeah, out now, came out this week. Should be in comic shops, so you can go get it. We got a link beneath this video. Put in your zip code, tell for shops near you. No shop, no problem. We have some affiliate links. They are affiliate links, so we get a small percentage of that. By doing that, you help support our site, so thank you. And speaking of support, I just watching this video, you support us, and I appreciate that. You know, if you are into comics, if you're into graphic novels, check us out every single day at graphicpolicy.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, all at Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. Until next time, keep reading those comics, and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.